Hi there, everybody. We're in a bit of a mess. So, I'm writing a book, and it's called The No BS Guide to Mental Health. And it's going to give you some insights and tools and skills that you can use during this difficult time, which this too shall pass. I am Michelle Maliniak. I'm a cognitive behavioral therapist. I was a firefighter and a medic and a ladder truck driver for about 22 years. So I'm just going to real quickly give you my background and then get into kind of what this YouTube channel is going to be about. I want to provide some free mental health ideas and care, give you guys an idea about some of the stuff that I've learned to use through the years to help me negotiate depression, anxiety, PTSD, relationships. What else can I tell you here? I live here with Max and Ruby in Tucson, Arizona. They're my dogs. You'll probably see them later. I have a master's degree in counseling. I teach for the University of Phoenix, and I have an undergraduate in psychology from the U of A. I've been doing this for about 14 years, the counseling. And I've been a competitive athlete. I was a firefighter, so I did a lot of powerlifting and bodybuilding and running and triathlons, and biking was my real big thing. I was a mountain biker. Now I ride a motorcycle. It's kind of cool. And it's going to be no BS, so I'm not doing this for academia or anything like that. I want to really try to connect with you and get you to understand these concepts that I find these classes I give my clients routinely. So I'm putting them in a book. I'm looking at my book while I'm talking on this. So I'm going to explain how the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems work, because that's the gas or the throttle for your life, and the braking system. So kind of important. I'm going to talk about what the most common thinking distortions are. That's what cognitive behavioral therapy is about. We think, then we feel, then we react. So I want to get you to be able to recognize the difference between your feelings and your thoughts, and which thoughts are helping you in life and which aren't, and which are true and which aren't. So that's a lot of what I do as a cognitive behavioral therapist. I'm going to talk to you about what codependency is. A lot of people throw that word around. They don't know what it means. What's the internal versus the external locus of control? That's important to understand. That when you expect other people to do things to change for you, you're really handing over all your power. So I'm going to show you how to get a lot of that back. Boundaries. What are boundaries? People don't understand them. They get very offended by them. But everybody should be allowed to have their own personal boundaries and not judge each other's. What's dysfunction? I'm going to talk about, that word gets thrown out a lot, so I'm going to talk about what is dysfunction in families and workplaces and systems. What is forgiveness? Why is it good to do for you? What's harm reduction? So how to navigate addictions and impulses but still have some fun. Abstinence isn't for everybody. For the people who could do it, I'm all for it, but for certain things it won't work. I'm going to talk about protection, predators, and prey, and learning ways to protect ourselves. Actually physically protect ourselves and mentally protect ourselves too, and how to tell who's a predator. What's gaslighting? That's been something that's been in the news a lot. People are starting to understand that's when, somebody wants to blame you for something that happened, and they shame you and humiliate you and ridicule you, and they're deceitful about it. What causes anxiety, depression, PTSD, and other mental health issues, and how can you identify if you are, which you probably will throughout your lifetime, because at least 1 in 5 of us will have some kind of a mental health issue. And so if it's not you, that's great, but then you're going to definitely be running into people who are going to have mental health issues, and knowing how to, help them or help yourself or protect yourself. Because people who have mental health issues, certain ones, sometimes we don't make the best decisions or have the best behaviors. And so it's important to protect yourself. So I'm going to give you a toolbox, because firefighters love tools. So I'm going to give you a big toolbox full of stuff. And I'm proud of you for wanting to learn more about mental health, either for yourself or for someone else. And we're going to go ahead in the next chapter, and we're going to talk about the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems, which is part of your autonomic nervous system. I'm going to try to keep these videos to about 5 or 6 minutes so that you don't get too bored. And here we go. So this is the first one, and go ahead and watch the second one, and however many of the other ones you want to watch. So hopefully I can help you out, and you can send questions to me at MJ Maliniak, so MJMALINIAK at AOL.com. It's a vintage email address. It's the first one I've ever had. So MJM Tucson AZ, I think I said that for Arizona. MJM Tucson, so MJMTUCSONAZ at AOL.com. Okay.